from changing her name to suit industry standards to leveraging male attention to sell records. In this video, we will share some of Cheryl Ladd's untold life stories with you while showing you some of her rare photos. Without further ado, let's get started. On July 12, 1951, in Huron, South Dakota, Cheryl Jean Stoppelmoor was born to Dolores Katz and Marion Stoppelmoor. Her mother was a waitress and her father was a railroad engineer. Cheryl had a pretty standard childhood growing up. She also developed a passion for music right at an early age. After graduating high school, Cheryl toured with the band The Music Shop across the American Midwest. While this was enjoyable work that shaped her voice and improved her performances, Cheryl began to want more for herself. As a result, in 1970, when she was 19 years old, she moved from the Midwest to Los Angeles. There, she hoped to take her career to the next level. Was this a smart move for the young Cheryl? Did it make sense for her to leave home and head into unfamiliar territory to pursue her dreams? Well, only time could tell. In any case, she had made up her mind. The moment Cheryl arrived in Hollywood, she began to change herself to suit the industry's standards. Cheryl Stoppelmoor, which was quite the mouthful, just would not do as a stage name. As a result, she changed her name to Cherie Moore. But was it worth it for her to change herself just to satisfy the industry? Well, as it turned out, the name Cherie Moore suited her much better, and she landed a job as the singing voice of the character Melody in the Josie and the Pussycats animated series. She also sang in the album of the same name. This should have been enough to launch Cheryl's musical career to stardom, shouldn't it? Even so, things just weren't moving as quickly as she hoped. During this time, Cheryl received an unexpected break. Many Hollywood producers had discovered just how beautiful she was and became really interested in casting her in their commercials and TV series. This was how her screen career began. She had come to Hollywood to become a singer, but the industry had other plans. Now, was it really wise for Cheryl to abandon singing and take up acting? Shouldn't she have fought harder to realize the dream she had left home for? Whatever the case, she was an actress now. People began to recognize her pretty face in guest episodes across a wide variety of TV shows. Some of these shows included The Rookies, The Partridge Family, Policewoman, The Muppet Show, Search, and Happy Days. Slowly but surely, she was picking up steam as an actress. During this time, she met the actor David Ladd, son of old Hollywood legend Alan Ladd, and married him. As a result, Cherie Moore became no more and Cheryl Ladd was born. Now, in 1976, ABC had greenlit a crime drama show known as Charlie's Angels. The show would follow the adventures of three bombshell private detectives who solve crimes at the behest of their mysterious boss, Charlie. One of the original angels, Farrah Fawcett, was leaving the show to pursue a career in acting. As a result, ABC needed a replacement, and who better to become an angel than the hot, upcoming Cheryl Ladd? Interestingly, Farrah went on to star in a string of bad movies that earned her multiple Razzie Award nominations. But Cheryl, on the other hand, became an overnight national sensation. During the production of Charlie's Angels, TV restrictions on sex had become much looser. As a result, the producers freely flaunted the actress's assets, making the show an instant top 10 hit. Was this ethical? Who's to say? All the producers knew was that after years of censorship, the American audience had developed a real taste for sex on TV. As such, they saw it as their duty to supply the demand. If not them, then someone else would have, right? Or was this not reason enough? In any case, throughout the show's 5-year run, many actresses left and were replaced, but Cheryl was one of the most consistent faces on the show. Fans were so enthralled by her beauty that they tuned in week after week just to see her do her thing. Though the show fell off in its later seasons, Cheryl Ladd had become an icon of TV. Now, some other actresses may have been frustrated by all the male attention and objectification that Charlie's Angel attracted. However, attention is currency, and Cheryl saw a way to use it to her benefit. During the height of Charlie's Angels, she saw an opportunity to revive her singing career. This time, she was much more successful than when she first arrived in Hollywood. For one, she appeared in a large number of musical comedy variety shows. She also attained the honor of singing the national anthem at Super Bowl XIII in January 1980. She then went on to record 3 albums, most of which performed moderately well. After a gold record and a top 40 Billboard hit, Cherie had finally attained her dreams of being a music star. During this time, Cheryl divorced her husband David Ladd, But interestingly, she still kept his last name. Was it right for her to do so even after leaving him? Shouldn't she have changed her name if she didn't love him anymore? Perhaps Cheryl knew better than to discard the Ladd name after all the wonders it had performed for her career. Or would it have been a hassle to change it after being known by that name for several years? In any case, she hastily remarried music producer Brian Russell just a year after her divorce from David. Though the two worked together to advance Cheryl's music career, she did not take his last name. In the years after Charlie's Angels was canceled, Cheryl remained a familiar face on TV. She never got another huge turn as a star, but audiences were always pleased to see her in guest episodes, B-movies, or TV specials. In one of her most iconic roles, she starred as a hot but ailing housewife in the movie Poison Ivy. Her character is killed by Drew Barrymore's character, who then went on to replace her in the movie adaptations of Charlie's Angels. Other TV shows and movies she appeared in included Purple Hearts, Millennium, Permanent Midnights, One West Waikiki, Charmed, Hope and Faith, and CSI Miami. She also starred in a Broadway production of Annie Get Your Gun, taking over from Bernadette Peters. Even though she never won any major awards, she had made her presence felt across TV, movies, and the stage. What else can one ask of an acting career, really? Cheryl also became a best-selling author by virtue of her autobiography, Token Chick, A Woman's Guide to Golfing with the Boys. The book, which focused on her love of golf, detailed how she spun negative attention from men to her benefit. The book also went into detail about the technical aspects of the game for women interested in picking up the sport. Some of the tips included were from some of the best golfers in the world. Years before this book, though, she had published a children's book titled The Adventures of Little Nettie Winship. The book received very decent reviews. Since then, she has not forayed into the realm of children's literature. But hey, who knows what the future holds? Very recently, Cheryl appeared in the 31st season of Dancing with the Stars. She was paired with the ballroom dance champion Louis Van Amstel. The two of them were eliminated in the third week of the competition, placing 14th and 16th. Though their performance was not the best, Cheryl's fans were thrilled to see her out and about. Cheryl Ladd is currently in her early 70s, and with how much the industry has changed, she could appear on TV in many more roles. She could also write a lot more books. But what do you think of how she made it to this point in her career? Did she manipulate the men in her life to get what she wanted? Or was she merely making the best of the opportunities that came to her? Whatever the answers, wouldn't you say she deserved her flowers as an actress, a singer, and a best-selling author? If you enjoyed this video, there's a good chance you'll also enjoy the one showing on your screen right now. Click, enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one.